Thank you for joining me on the journey. This is Completed Christianities. Welcome back again, next episode of Being Complete. And today, first day, we're going to give a little half introduction here to sun worship. In our studies, this is one of the things that's going to be important, and it's going to be a thing that we need to be complete. Understand the world around us and to know our enemy in the world around us. Sun worship is going back, obviously, many centuries, thousands of years, is the original kind of worship for the nations. This sun worship, it's also Sunday worship. This is the reason that people go to church on Sunday, because that's the day that the Romans worshipped their pagan sun gods. So on this slide, it says Sunday was the day set aside in the Mithra Roman cult as its official day to assemble together to worship its sun deity. Then later on, Roman Emperor Constantine legislated Sunday as a day of rest dedicated to the Greek and Roman sun god Helios, or Sol Invictus, as they called it at the time, amalgamation of different sun gods, the unconquerable sun, Sol Invictus. Constantine worshipped Christos Helios, which means Christ, the true sun. The Roman Catholic Church venerates Sunday as its Sabbath, even today. And that has been inherited into what used to be Protestant churches, now evangelical. These traditions of sun worship, they blended in from many different cultures. And in particular, like everywhere where you see this disc around the heads and stuff like that, that's a sun disc. And that originated from sun worship, and the Catholics brought that over from the pagan traditions. And from the pagan traditions, they made this part of their worship. And it's profane, it's not scriptural, it's not sanctioned by Yah. But the Hebrews, they weren't of the same worship of the nations, because the nations were polytheistic. They worshipped various gods. Oh, you got your God? Oh, I can worship that God too. There's a mighty one of Israel? Oh, well, we can worship him too. And that's not the way it works. If you worship another mighty one other than the mighty one of Israel, then you don't worship the mighty one of Israel. It's profane. It's an abomination. And so the Hebrews, they were the unique ones. They were monotheistic. They believed that there was one mighty one who was the creator of all things. And that's the timing of where they got in trouble. But the nations were so pervasive that they always fell into this worship of other mighty ones. Deuteronomy 4:15. Therefore, diligently guard yourselves, for you saw no form when Yahweh spoke to you at Horeb out of the midst of the fire, lest you should do corruptly, and shall make for yourselves a carved image in the form of any figure, the likeness of male or female, the likeness of any beast that is on the earth, or the likeness of any winged bird that flies in the heavens, the likeness of any creature that creeps on the ground, or the likeness of any fish that is in the water or under the earth. And lest you lift up your eyes to the heavens, and shall see the sun, and the moon and the stars, all the hosts of the heavens, and you be drawn away into bowing down to them and serving them, which Yahweh, your mighty one, has allotted to all the peoples under the heaven. At Horeb he showed no form, because this was the pagan tradition. And this was the tradition the Israelites knew from Egypt, that you take a form, you make an idol out of it, and then that idol becomes the mediator between you and the God that you serve. Because this idol is your go-between. This idol is what allows you to access your God. This was the teaching from Egypt, that the common person couldn't go straight to a God couldn't speak straight to a God. Whenever they came out of Egypt and began to worship the Mighty One, then they did not understand that this was not the way that it was done. And so he began to teach them this. And so just like Aaron, they said, well, this Moses, we don't know what's become of him. So Aaron says, well, let's make this golden calf. This is what they were doing. They're making a mediator, because before they were using Moses, they said, yeah, you inquire of your Mighty One, and then you tell us what he says. They don't want no part of that, because that's the way they were taught. That's what they understood, that if you could speak to a God, that you would die. So that's what they thought. So they made this golden calf, and it wasn't good. It wasn't accepted. It wasn't acceptable. It was abomination, because they made a form like this is talking about. They made a form of a creature, and it's idolatry. Any kind of form or image that you pray to or pray through, it's idolatry. And it's rooted in sun worship. Psalm 89:34, my covenant I will not break, nor alter the word that has gone out of my lips. You like the video? Give us a thumbs up. Comments of opposition are welcome. Just don't say anything dumb like we're not under the law. We're under grace, because you've been taught to use that verse outside of the bounds of its intended context. Subscribe now. Hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so that you get notifications of all future videos.